Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a book review on A Whole New World by Liz Braswell. A Whole New World by Liz Braswell retells the story of street rat Aladdin, who finds himself tasked with the mission to find a magical lamp. But this is not the story you remember, where Aladdin keeps the lamp and tries to win the love of Princess Jasmine. Instead, Aladdin loses the lamp to the evil Jafar, and it's up to Aladdin and Princess Jasmine to stop him before he destroys all of Agrabah. The whole concept of this novel was so clever, you guys. I absolutely enjoyed this book. Strangely enough, I wasn't sure if I would enjoy this or not. But yeah, the subtitle of this book is A Twisted Tale. And Liz Braswell, she certainly twists everything you thought you knew about the story of Aladdin. This is put out by Disney Press, so there are the Disney influences in there, obviously. But yeah, just a really quick recap of the Disney cartoon of Aladdin. I suppose some spoilers if you've never seen Aladdin. I guess, I mean, it's quite an old cartoon. If you've not seen it, too bad. But yeah, in the cartoon, Aladdin, he's manipulated by Jafar to go into the Cave of Wonders. And Jafar at first thinks he does have the lamp, but in truth, Aladdin is the one who he has the lamp. And if you've seen the cartoon, you know Aladdin, he makes his 3 wishes. He wants to fall in love with Princess Jasmine, and yeah, he poses as Prince Ali. He's not a real prince at all. And yeah, by the end of the cartoon, Aladdin learns his big lesson, and he does win the love of Princess Jasmine, and he's true to himself, and yeah, Jafar gets put in the lamp, and this and that, you know. Yeah, that's the whole thing with the cartoon, essentially. And yeah, like I said, a twisted tale. None of that happens. Forget the cartoon, you guys. Forget everything you know about the cartoon, because everything goes in a completely different direction, which was kind of refreshing. I honestly really love that, because I didn't know what to expect. I did have my concerns initially when I started this book, because for the first quarter or so of this novel, it is a very faithful retelling of the cartoon version. Things are kind of going in a similar way. But then, yeah, everything does take a dramatic turn when you do get to the Cave of Wonders, and instead of Aladdin having the lamp, the magical lamp with the genie, it's Jafar now who has complete possession of the lamp and the genie. And yeah, I kind of really like that. There's a part of me, I'm sitting here thinking, man, that would have been a great story if Aladdin had never got the lamp and Jafar was the one who got it, because this provides not only a twist to the narrative that you're not expecting, but it also just allows for a darker narrative. It makes things a lot more menacing and scary, because Jafar is a madman. Jafar is pretty crazy and intense, and yeah, with him in possession of the lamp, it's just, wow, it's really scary, and it works on so many levels. And I think that makes Jafar a bigger threat in some ways, you know what I mean? Because just in the cartoon, Jafar, he just has a certain amount of power, and he really doesn't get all the power until near the end of the cartoon. But yeah, from the beginning, Jafar has all the power, which I think makes him much more of a threat in some ways, and a much more impressive villain almost. And like I said, with this twist comes a darker narrative, and I do mean darker. Yeah, guys. There's some things that happen to some beloved characters that are pretty shocking. And what this novel also is, it turns into a resistance story, you know, the people of Agrabah rebelling against Jafar and his regime. And it's kind of awesome and kind of badass, because yeah, in the cartoon you don't have anything like that. You know, you have nothing like that with the people of Agrabah just fed up with the system, you know. So I liked the whole idea of of the rebellion and the resistance against Jafar and his tyranny. And yeah, this allows for some new interesting characters that they don't appear in the cartoon at all. And you know what? Jasmine, even in the cartoon, Jasmine is already kind of a feminist icon in her own way, but the book allows her to be even more of a feminist icon, strangely enough, because yeah, Jasmine, she becomes the leader of this resistance and she's in charge of this whole thing. And yeah, she has to prove her true worth to the people of Agrabah that, hey, once Jafar is out of the way, you need to put your trust in me. I need to prove myself to you all that you can trust me, that I am going to be a great ruler and this and that. So yeah, even though I love Jasmine in the cartoon, and there is a certain degree of feminism with her in that, this book definitely allows her to be much more proactive in some ways, because the cartoon is definitely Aladdin's story, and this is actually more Jasmine's story than Aladdin's. And of course, there is the romance between Jasmine and Aladdin, but it's not the core of this book, you know, whereas the cartoon, the romance is definitely the core. Like I said, this is more of a story of them as characters and their relationship in some ways, and yeah, Jasmine trying to prove herself. And I definitely really liked her interpretation of all of the characters in general. Yeah, I like how she interpreted Aladdin and Jasmine, the genie, the carpet. Yeah, I really love the addition of all the new people that populate the story. And like I've already mentioned, I just love how she interpreted Jafar in this particular retelling, because he's definitely really scary and pretty insane, and I loved it. Jafar's kind of one of my favorite villains anyway, and I just really liked his heightened degree of villainy in this. And just to talk about the writing really quickly, it's just a small book. It's not a big, huge book or anything. It's definitely really light and fun in its own way. Yeah, definitely the darker moments for sure, things that are pretty terrifying, but yeah, it's very easy to read, very quick to read, a nice pacing from start to finish. I was never bored with it. Some of the dialogue is pulled directly from the cartoon, so yeah, there'll be moments it's like, hey, that sounds familiar, it's because it's from the cartoon. And then yeah, there's some parts, some dialogue that can be a little bit silly or cheesy, but it's fine. It didn't distract or take away from the novel for me at all. I did have a wee bit of a problem with the genie in this novel. I still liked the genie in this novel, but you know, in the cartoon, as we know, Robin Williams, he improvised a lot of the genie's lines of dialogue, and so yeah, there would be anachronistic references and pop culture references with Genie's dialogue in the cartoon, and that doesn't work in the context of this book, if that makes sense. If anything, the genie kind of being anachronistic or bringing up pop culture, it was very distracting and it didn't fit, and it didn't fit with the mood and the flow of this novel at all. So yeah, that's really the one thing I would complain about, is that the genie works perfectly in the cartoon, but he does not really work that great in the context of this novel. So overall, I had a really fun time reading this book. I wasn't sure what to expect. It is YA after all, and I have my issues with YA every now and then, but I think this was pretty well done. It was really good. I had fun from start to finish with it, and yet just a really clever retelling of the Aladdin story. Y'all know I love all things Disney, and yeah, if an author can kind of do something different with a classic Disney story, I really appreciate that, and I think Liz Braswell did a fantastic job retelling this story and kind of shifting the focus in some ways. And yeah, thumbs up. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.